And welcome back to another wonderful week of Formula One racing here in Canada. Round number 9, I believe, as people are still fighting for their positions in the driver's standings as we go on to our lineup for the grid. Let's see where everyone is lined up for today. Your Canada, whatever. Your Canadian 2023 lineup. CringeyJesse on pole, his first pole of his career, first pole for his team. George Russell followed shortly behind him. Next, we got Verstappen and Perez, Red Bull round 2, Norris and Sainz, Hamilton, Alonso. We got Charles Leclerc and Valtteri Bottas bringing out your top 10. Yuki Tsunoda, Lance Stroll, Esteban Ocon, Pierre Gasly, Hulkenberg, Oscar Piastri, Kevin Magnussen, Guan Yu Zhou, Logan Sargent, Nick DeVries, Iumo Iwasa not in last, but Alexander Albon with a penalty, putting him in the 22nd spot in today's grid. As we move on down the track, getting ready for the lights, let's see how this race ends. Your 2023 Canadian Grand Prix, 5 lights are on, 5 lights are gone, and so is your starting grid as George Russell is getting up on the outside over here to take first place down into turn 1, hoping we can just keep up as he does start on the hard tire. Really hoping that slows him down at the beginning of this race, giving us a chance to overtake and possibly get away from him. And also hoping that he holds back those Red Bull cars, as it looks like he's actually pulling away from me as we're doing another Tokyo drift around these corners, because we have yet to learn that drifting does not help us go any faster. Here comes Max Verstappen up the inside, up in the chicane as he gets past me. I have cold tires, I know that for a fact. Here comes Sergio Perez to take P3, but you know me, the king of the dive as I go up the inside on Max Verstappen. That was a little dangerous though. I could have lost a wing. I could have ended my race. And one of these days, I'm going to learn how to speak English. That would be fantastic. George Russell getting off to a great start here on lap number 1 with a 2-second head start, or lead, whatever you want to call it, by the end of the lap. And I'm still going to be fighting Max Verstappen for second place. And see how long that lasts with a 25-lap race around this here circuit. I feel like the sooner my tires actually warm up, the better they will be on this track, because I was doing great during practice and qualifying. As you could see, we did get our first pole position start in a race. And of course it would be here in Canada, because Canada's just one of my best tracks to perform at in reality, as Sergio Perez gets past Verstappen and then past me to take P2, as we're just slowly waiting for our first podium, to be honest. Tires still not finding any grip around this track, as it looks like the exterior of the tires, especially the fronts, just don't have enough heat in them. That's what it looks like. I could be wrong. I could be reading that wrong. I am very colorblind. That could very well be the same color. Hoping to stay inside the DRS range, as DRS is now available of Sergio Perez. Hoping Max Verstappen doesn't pass us before then, but at least we'll be in his. And it does look like we are going to stay inside of Sergio Perez's DRS range, as we do get a purple sector 1, finally. We'll have the DRS, Perez will not. Max Verstappen will, so I'm just going to bring everybody with me closer to Perez, as George Russell is gone. 4 seconds ahead of everybody. That is wild. Max Verstappen taking a dive on the inside. Nowhere near as dangerous as mine, but still a dive nonetheless. We do have DRS, whether it was Max Verstappen barely getting past us or us staying in front inside the DRS range of Sergio Perez right before Max slowed us down coming into this long straight to finish out lap number 3. To start lap number 4, we are P3, still in podium position, fastest lap of the race. We'll take a couple of those things. It's a little early to expect a win just yet, but if we can at least finish in the points, because I know last week's race, which was Spain, I believe. I'm really bad at this. I am so sorry, guys. But I do believe it was Spain, where we started in 4th and ended up not in 4th. Ended up outside in the points, gaining nowhere in the constructors or the drivers. Although drivers, we're not really worried that much. We just want to get P8 in the constructors. We're going to go a little defensive, take this inside turn, again drifting like we're in Tokyo for some reason. We do get the DRS, so we're just going to hope we can catch up to Sergio once again. I'm going to try to stay inside the DRS range as much as possible. As here comes Max up the inside, but he will not take that P3 away from me going into the chicane. In fact, that will slow him down quite a bit, getting him outside of my DRS range. And now I'm just hoping that I can get back into Perez's DRS range. Help pull me away from Max Verstappen and Norris, as they are both pretty fast and supposed to be a lot faster than I am. Getting that ERS, hoping to catch back up. We're just 0.3 outside of Perez's DRS range. I would like to catch up back into that. Pull away from Max Verstappen and Norris. It does not look like that's going to happen. But Max Verstappen still over a second behind us, so he will not have DRS to come down this long straight. However, Lando Norris should most definitely have it. Will he get past Max Verstappen coming down the long straight? It does not appear that he will. And Verstappen, just like that, is back in my DRS range. And Sergio Perez is now almost 2 seconds ahead of me as I'm taking this turn really slow. That's not the way I wanted that to go. Not one bit. 20 laps to go in this race here in Canada. Just looking to catch up to Perez. And while we are at a somewhat boring part of the race, gee, I don't know what's going on with my throat. I don't know why it needs to be cleared so much, but, you know, hey, whatever floats its boat, I guess. I was fine all day. Now I go to record and blah, blah, blah. You know how it is. Anyway, as we try to catch back up to Max Verstappen, as Lando Norris takes the inside, Nick DeVries out of the session, just like he is in real life, completely out of all sessions. Unless Max Verstappen or Lando Norris gets sick for whatever reason. Not Lando, why did I say Lando Norris? Max Verstappen or Sergio Perez gets sick for whatever reason. I'm going to take this inside. Take that little dive up the inside. Push Lando Norris out of my way. I did not touch him, therefore it's clean. Slows him down. Maybe it'll slow down Carlos Sainz as well. I can still get P4 in this race if I don't do stuff like that. Safety car deployed. Let me get in front of you, Tsunoda, or not. That's fine too. Lance Stroll is seating position. Is he really? He is. That is fire. That is fire. Okay, so there was things I was going to talk about and wanted to talk about, but we are going to catch back up after the safety car. Alright, safety car is back in on this lap. We did make a couple of passes. We went ahead and boxed for the hards. So we are now on the hards, as it looks like most of the people around me are on the mediums. And there goes a bunch of people into the box now. That should definitely put me back in the top 10 with the points. I still have the fastest lap. I'm hoping they hold on to that fastest lap, as I had a bad start off the rolling start coming into all of this. I don't know who's in first right now, but Guan Yu Zhou in second, Oscar Piastri in third, Yuki Tsunoda in fourth, I'm in fifth. I had a major cut right there. This is one of my favorite overtaking spots, but I don't know if I'm going to get it. I might get it on Yuki. Ah, that was way too much. I do not have the grip to try that right now, and I don't know why I did. I was ready to go. Get off me, get off me, get off me. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Get off of me. Oh my Jesus. And I get the warning for the collision. Y'all see this, right? It's ridiculous. Alright, safety car number 2 is going in. The race will begin. Can I do my drive-through now? I'm gonna try it. Go ahead and get the drive-through out of the way. Get that penalty gone. See if there's any chance of catching up to anybody. But if there was a challenge from going first to last, this is my challenge. This is my challenge. Easy peasy. It looks like there is a Red Bull in first place at the moment. So it is very unfortunate that the lineup didn't stay the way it was originally, because maybe that was Perez in first though. I couldn't really tell you, unless there was other people who didn't box yet and they needed to box and they used it that time around. Because Yuki Tsunoda, I believe, boxed. That would have been something cool to see up top. Who else? Guan Yu Zhou. That would have been cool to see up top. Somebody that's not normal. You know what I mean? Even though this race is once again like a fan cam type thing that I've been doing the past couple of races, because it's easier to do. It's easier to do, and I'm doing most all of this on a PlayStation 5, and I don't have all the cool editing tools that's needed to make a fire video like someone like Arva does, or can't really think of any ors, because Arva is really the only person I watch when it comes to content, like my team or driver career. However, I do watch other people. I just don't see them putting in the content time that Arva puts into his. So if you do watch these videos and you can think of anything that would help me out while doing this on a PlayStation, feel free to give me tips down below in the comments. If I could get the clips over to my iPad and then edit from there, it'd probably be a lot better, honestly. And I don't know if this part is true, but I do know that if I had the option to do a voiceover after the race, my races would probably be a lot cleaner, because I could actually focus a lot more on the race rather than trying to, what's it called? Here's another reason why it would be a lot better, because I can think of my words and actually say them. Another cut right there. I'm guessing they're not going to give me a warning because of how far back I am. Let's see, what was I thinking? Commentate. Instead of commentating and racing at the same time, voiceover, you know? But I'm hoping in the future I will have better editing equipment, better recording equipment, even if I do switch to a PC at some point. Which that honestly just seems so expensive. It really does. Also, wait until I get a wheel. A wheel and pedals? Oh, it's over. Alright, so we have gained a little bit on Ocon and Iwasa, our teammates back here, because I do know at one point they were 9 seconds ahead. Now they're 7.6 seconds ahead. So I'm hoping maybe I can get in front of Ocon. You know, he did mess me up in the earlier, right before the safety car. It's very possible. Maybe that was my fault. Another corner cut warning. That one I'm definitely going to get. I was way over. I mean, I did do a dive on Yuki Tsunoda, so I was definitely slow going around, but I really think homie could have like slowed down instead of like ramming into the side of my car all the way down that straight. It would have definitely not slowed both of us up. That would have been great. I don't know where the penalty I got came from. That was ridiculous. Like, homie's driving into me non-stop. I could be wrong, but I think that's a severe collision with me. Not me having a severe collision with him. There was a yellow flag, and it's Valtteri Bottas in the middle at the end of the Champions Wall chicane. That's completely messing up my fastest lap, as I was trying to get the fastest lap back from Sergio Perez. But Sergio Perez's fastest lap lives to see another day, and will probably live to see till the end of the race. So we are not going to get any more corner cut warnings on that one. We're now 4.8 seconds behind Ocon and Iwasa. And Ocon does finally pass Iwasa, so he might further that gap. But time will tell. Oh, Ocon is not. Are they fighting? Or did I just not see right? Because I could have sworn it said Ocon. Maybe I saw my own tag and thought it was Iwasa. All the way down the long back straight, it looks like we would possibly be about 4 seconds behind Ocon. At least a lot closer than we were last lap. So if we're gaining on them about a second a lap, it's very possible I could catch up and pass Ocon. He won't be last, but there it is at 3.9. It's looking good. Another purple sector 1. Sector 1 just, that's my sector. However, these tires are not my tires, as we are only at 20% on the backs. So in reality, it's just my bad driving. It's also a bad car, because it is a newcomer's car. Sergio Perez taking a demanding lead away from what looks like Yuki Tsunoda in second, obviously because Nick DeVries is out. Me not shifting down, looking at the mini-map. And I'm going to say, my guess is going to be Nico Hülkenberg in third, with Kevin Magnussen in fourth. This would be a fantastic race for the Haas boys, if that's where they are. Definitely not trying to lose it in the champion chicane. Can we get speed? Can we get another purple sector 1? And then keep it going into sector 2. That's a hard kiss to the wall right there. Very aggressive. Just letting them know I was there with a purple sector 1 once again. Not spinning completely out or going too far deep. Maybe we can get a green sector 2, possibly. No ERS here. I'll try to use it on that back straight. Ocon finally passing Iwasa once again as they are battling in the hairpin right in front of me. Can I use their battle to catch up? Well, it's a red sector 2. It's not even a green. That's no good. It's a 3.7 gap between me and Iwasa. as him and Ocon are going into the champion chicane. I know it's not called the champion chicane, but I'm calling it the champion chicane because it's right next to the champion wall of champions. All right. So it's a 114.0, still not the fastest. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the fastest lap anymore with my tires looking the way that they do, unless I can get in some DRS. As we do hit 2.9 behind Iwasa. Seeing his car even more clearer now as we get closer and closer. I think I crossed that white line. Another question, if you make it this far, in any of my races, and if you make it this far, and we play these races, you know, Arva, if you ever, for whatever reason, find my YouTube channel and watch these things, homie, help me out with some tips, bro. Like, don't give me all of your secrets. I don't want all of your secrets. Just, how can I edit better on the PS5, my guy? Let me know. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Do we know if Arva races with strict corner cutting or just regular corner cutting? Because I do regular, which allows me to get away with things like that one right there, because I definitely was over that white line. I know Arva races without the braking points on, but listen, I'm not that skilled yet, alright? Yes, I'm racing against 100% AI, and I can normally do well in cars with like Red Bull, Mercedes, even the Haas I can get in the top 5. I have upgraded my braking points from a 3D line to a 2D line, so I'm hoping that is progress of becoming better at not using those things. Because instead of seeing it pop out of the ground, you know, it's just kind of like on the ground, so I'm also looking what's next to it, what's around it, about when I'm braking. Here on lap 22, finally getting in DRS range of another car. Oh, it could be my second car I pass if I don't lose it. Ayumu Iwasa right in front of me in P19. If I don't lose it in one of these corners, I will have that DRS. I will have some ERS. I will use some of it. I'm not going to catch him right here. I'm going to do that one on purpose. I'm going to stay behind him. I'm going to use that DRS on that long straight. Try to slingshot around him. And me being dramatic. Actually, I'm going to dive up the inside. Get that Yui on him. Get the pass right there. I'm going to have DRS and Ocon in front of me. And 25% of ERS. But by the time I get to the long straight, it's going to be 0%. And that is A-okay. I just want to get into that DRS range of Esteban Ocon, who messed up my entire race. But, you know what? Me and Ocon could have been 4th and 5th at the end of this race, but homie had to go and put us both in a wall. And now look, we are fighting for P18. He might have a little bit better of grip coming out of that turn, but this is my sector. My favorite sector, my best sector. I'm usually always getting purple sectors, lap after lap after lap. Well, until the end of the race, that is. Whoa, my battery on my controller is dying, and that completely messed me up. But I'm in DRS range, and I should be in DRS range for the long straight in the back. This will not be, most likely, a point finish kind of race, but, locking up there on Ocon's booty. Losing all of my grips as his flap is open, my flap is not. And that is just unfortunate, still within a second of Ocon. As Ocon and everybody in front of me pull away just a little bit because everybody has that DRS. Starting lap number 24. 2 laps to go. It looks like both the Has boys are still P2 and P3 and P4. Yuki Tsunoda P2. It's going to be a Red Bull and AlphaTauri on the podium for sure. I want to say it's basically guaranteed that a Has will be on the podium. Unless something wild happens. Ocon does not have his DRS flap open, but we have DRS on him. There is a Ferrari, looks like in P5. I'm going to guess Leclerc since Sainz is a couple of cars ahead of me. DRS flap will be open. ERS is already on. I'm going to zoom past Ocon over here on the inside next to the wall. He's going to get out of my way because he's smart this time. He is not going to make the same mistake he made last time. Pierre Gasly is next on my victim list if I can keep my car straight on the track starting the final lap. I'm going to assume that Sergio Perez up there in first. Yuki Tsunoda looking to get a podium finish on P2. And either Nico Hülkenberg or Kevin Magnussen looking to get P3 in the Haas cars. The best finish for Haas ever, not only because they're on podium, but because they have a P3, P4 finish if they can keep their spots from that Charles Leclerc that's right behind him. I do not think I have DRS coming into this straight, but Esteban Ocon will most definitely have DRS. Ayumu Iwasa almost 4 seconds behind. I have done some work on my teammate. My teammate needs to get better. Otherwise, he is at the risk of being traded for someone who is better. Sergio Perez, Red Bull, finish in P1. Here comes Yuki Tsunoda in his AlphaTauri across the line. Right next behind him is a Haas car of either Nico or Kevin, as Charles Leclerc does get 4th place and the other Haas gets 5th. Everybody else crossing the line as we speak, and it is me and Esteban Ocon not fighting for P18 because P18 is my spot. It's not the spot we wanted. It's nowhere near the spot that we started, but it is the spot we obviously deserve. It is the spot that we are going to get. Nico Hülkenberg is your Haas driver who made podium. That is a good guess by me because he is the driver of the day. As we look at all the celebrations of the people, that should be me. That should be me. But it's not. It's not. I don't know what it is. I just don't have the race IQ, and that is most definitely Nico Hülkenberg, who for has made P3 finish today here in Canada 2023. That should definitely shake up some rankings, as it was Haas who was right in front of us in P8 in the constructors, as they both get a P3 P4 finish. I'm sorry, a P3 P5 finish. It looks like it's going to be a tougher battle with Haas. Anyway, here's your podium. Yuki Tsunoda P2. Look at that man, happy, smiling. Not only did he get P2 here in Canada, he also gets a better teammates in real life, as it will be, dang, I forgot his name, Daniel Ricciardo, to help him out in Hungary. And your race of finalizations, Sergio Perez, Yuki Tsunoda, Nico Hülkenberg, your podium finishers today. Give it up for them. Charles Leclerc gets P4 after starting P9. Kevin Magnussen gets P5 after starting P17. Hamilton gets P6, only moving up 1 spot. Fernando Alonso P7 moving up 1 spot as well. Max Verstappen dropping all the way down to P8 from P3. Alexander Albon starting in last, getting P9, still getting points today. George Russell starting in 2nd, finishing in 10th. That is your top 10. As we go on down the list, Oscar Piastri, sorry, I knew I missed one. Oscar Piastri, P11, Logan Sargent, Zhou Guanyu, Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz, Lance Stroll, Pierre Gasly, CringeyJesse, After starting P1, finishes P18 here in Canada. Esteban Ocon, Ayumu Iwasa, Valtteri Bottas, and Nick DeVries, who did not finish this race. We look at our standings, our driver standings. Max Verstappen still in first with a 29-point lead over Sergio Perez. George Russell in third, 62 points behind, fighting with Charles Leclerc for P3 and Lewis Hamilton. Carlos Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Lando Norris, Nico Hülkenberg, P9 in your driver standings. Yuki Tsunoda, P10. Kevin Magnussen, P11. Where are we at? Dang, did we drop? Damn, we dropped. We're down to P16. 169 points. But not far behind Valtteri Bottas, who we did finish in front of today. Unfortunately, we did not get points, so that doesn't really mean anything. Ayumu Iwasa, Logan Sargent, Nick DeVries still in last place with 0 points apiece. Alexander Albon finally getting points today. 2 points to put him P19. Looking at our constructor standings, Cringey Racing has dropped down to P10. Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri, both in front of them, has making a leap to P6 after their P3, P5 finish. First place is Red Bull, 104 points in front of Mercedes. Ferrari looking to finish out your top 3. Williams with 2 points. Every constructor has a point. After Canada's... Why do I want to keep saying Canadians? After oh my Jesus, almost did it again. After Canada's 2023 Grand Prix, that is your Canada Grand Prix weekend. Jesus Christ, my guys. Anyway, that is your Canadian Grand Prix weekend. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more, please hit that subscribe button. I think I'm going to try to do the next track different. I say the next track because I don't know what the next track is. I'm probably going to go back to something sort of the old format that I was doing, you know, where I did the introduction, we did qualifying. It's just, you know, you got to put in the work if you want the videos to get better. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.